The Little Bookroom by Eleanor Farjeon. Pennyworth. Coming out of school, Johnny Moon found a penny. Only Mabel Barnard saw him pick it up. "Oh, you lucky," she said. "What you goin' to do with it, Johnny?" Johnny Moon had no doubt whatever on that point. "Chocolate," he said. Johnny Moon did not go home to dinner, and he did not go home to tea. By bedtime, Mrs. Moon was in a state. She had been round to the school when Johnny did not return at midday. Her house was only 5 minutes away, and Johnny's goings and comings in that Sussex market town were no anxiety to her. Several of the children came and went the same way, and anyhow, he was 5 and getting quite a big boy. After inquiries had reached as far as Mabel Barnard, Mrs. Moon made the round of the sweet shops. Johnny had been to none of them. If he had, they would have remembered. What could have happened to him? An accident? No, the police station knew nothing. The cottage hospital knew nothing. Gypsies? Soon it got all over that quarter of Horgate that Johnny Moon had been kidnapped by the gypsies. Johnny Moon had not been kidnapped by the gypsies. He was getting his pennyworth. Anybody can go into Porter's confectionery stores or Mrs. Wetham's Emporium or the Cabin Cake Room and push a penny over the counter and get back a bar of chocolate. But once, ever so long ago, Johnny Moon had been trundled up to the station outside the town to meet his Uncle Tom from Portsmouth. That was an event because Johnny had never been to Horgate Station before or since, but more than the rush and bustle, more than the greeting from a big new red-faced uncle who met them just inside the dim booking hall. Mrs. Moon had so much to do that she was always just a little late for everything, and they had arrived in a panting hurry, more even than the great engine that was panting still harder than Mrs. Moon beyond the barrier, and the thrill of seeing another train race the other way without stopping, letting out a glorious shriek and a banner of thick white smoke. The memory was branded on Johnny's mind of seeing a boy post a penny in a tall machine and pull a handle and be miraculously rewarded with a bar of chocolate. How very different must this chocolate be from the penny chocolate anybody could get at the stores, or the Emporium, or the Cabin. It remained Johnny's burning wish to post a penny of his own in that machine one day and pull the handle and find the wonderful bar. The thrill of pulling the handle alone was worth a farthing, and the chance of hearing one engine pant and another one scream worth quite 2 farthings more. So when Johnny Moon found a penny to spend as he pleased, without oversight or inquiry, he turned his fat, short legs at once in the direction of the station and reached it just as Mrs. Moon was saying, "Drat the child, why can't he come into time?" There were the machines. His burning wish was about to be realized. Johnny Moon rushed at the nearest and with a pounding heart posted his lucky penny. Then he grasped the handle with his fist and tugged. It came easily, and with it came a little cardboard ticket. He couldn't believe his eyes. What horrid trick had the magic machine chosen to play him? He pushed the handle back and tugged again, and it did not open. His penny had vanished. His chance was over. There was no magic chocolate for him after all. There was, in fact, nothing to do but burst into tears. A lady came up to him. She bent down, looked at the little ticket, and dabbed his eyes with her handkerchief. "What's the matter, dear? Don't cry. Are you afraid to go on the noisy platform by yourself? Come along with me. I'm going to meet my little girl from London." "Who are you going to meet?" "Uncle Tom from Portsmouth," said Johnny Moon. His tears dried like magic. What was happening was almost too good to be true. Clutching the lady's hand, he found himself passing in a small crowd through a little gate into a great palace with a roof but no walls, the palace where the engines lived. It was another world with smells and sights and sounds of its own, full of little shops and doors into strange places and stairs that went up to the glass roof and down into stone caverns and pavements stretching one beyond another before his eyes, with dips in between where, far off, a train stood still and very close. With such a roar that Johnny gasped, another train came snorting and pulled up, blocking out the sight of all the pavements beyond. The lady squeezed Johnny's hand and waved her other one, crying, "There's my little girl. Gladys, Gladys. Porter, Gladys darling, here we are. Porter, there's a trunk in the van, oh, Porter. Where does the next Portsmouth train come in?" "Platform 5, said the porter, and the lady said to Johnny, pointing, "Down there, dear, and then run along till you see number 5. You can read the numbers, can't you?" "Yes," said Johnny, and trotted quickly down the stone stairs into the mysterious cavern below, afraid that somebody might stop him before he found out where it led. He stayed in the cavern for quite a long time. It was too good to leave all at once. Your feet sounded different down there, and it was lovely and dark and cold. You could strut and stamp and run from end to end, pretending to be an engine with a train behind you, and when you shrieked, "Hoo hoo hoo hoo," your voice sounded different too. You got confidence and ran up and down 3 times without stopping, shrieking a little louder, stamping a little harder, running a little faster each time. A man looked at you and laughed, but nobody bothered you as they jostled to and fro. Sometimes you had the cavern all to yourself. The journey back and forth carried you past openings where daylight came down new staircases, and every staircase had a big number, and you chanted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as you passed them. The numbers rang back at you in a strange new voice after you had said them. Presently a porter pushing a truck said, "Out o' the way, young un," and stared at Johnny rather hard. Johnny loitered a moment to let him pass, and then scuttled up the first staircase he was near. Daylight and warmth again, but not the same pavement as before. He could see across 2 pavements the gate he had come in by, but now he was in the middle of the new world. A lot of people were waiting by piles of luggage or sitting on seats. A little way off a calf lay under a net. Johnny strutted up to it and said, "Moo-o-o," and poked his finger through the netting to feel its soft nose. The calf shrank under the netting and said, "Moo-o-o," back at Johnny like the echo in the tunnel underground. There was a little house in the middle of this pavement, full of glass jars of food and cups of tea. Suddenly Johnny felt that he hadn't had his dinner. He went in and stared at the buns in the glass cases till the girl behind them stopped talking to a sailor and said, "Make up your mind then," and Johnny moved slowly away. The sailor called, "Here, mate," and before Johnny knew it, a sticky, sugary bun was in his hand. He hurried outside to eat it before the girl could snatch it back. He thought perhaps he had better eat it on a further pavement still, and went down into the cavern again. At the foot of the stairs, he bumped into a very small girl, grasping a spade and pail, trailing after a large family of parents and brothers and sisters. She said, "Oh, sorry," though Johnny had done the bumping. "All right," said Johnny. "I been to Lillimpton," explained the little girl. "I'm going back to Clapham. I got some peppermints." She pulled out a paper bag of peppermints and offered them to Johnny. He helped himself to two. "My name's Dorinda." "Well, goodbye, I must go now." "Goodbye," said Johnny Moon, and went round to Platform 6 while Dorinda trailed back to Platform 1. Platform 6 was in the open air. A very small train was standing still. Nobody was about, so Johnny climbed into a carriage with a dusty red carpet seat and sat in the further corner and ate his bun and sucked his peppermints, staring out at a mountain of coal with green trees beyond. While he was sucking his second sweet, the coal and the trees got mixed up together and changed into his red-faced Uncle Tom talking to the bun girl in Johnny's own schoolroom. Only the bun girl was Dorinda, and the calf was trying to teach them lessons. Then Johnny sat up with a jerk because the little train was moving. It moved slowly till the coal mountain was out of sight, and the green trees turned into a green field with a glorious rubbish heap in it. Then it stopped. "Portsmouth," cried Johnny Moon, and tried to get out to the rubbish heap where there was a lovely twisted bicycle wheel all handy. But that door was locked, and before he could cross the carriage, the train backed as slowly as it had gone forward. The coal mountain came in sight again. Some men were on it, filling trucks on the other side. Johnny climbed out of his carriage and got over the railway lines by a wooden way down and up, and went and watched the men. Some other boys were watching too. Presently, one of the bigger boys chucked a lump of coal into a truck. The men only laughed. Then another boy chucked a lump, and then Johnny did. When he had chucked 5 lumps, one of the men sang out, "Run along, you blacklegs," and the boys scampered off laughing, and Johnny, wondering why the coalmen hadn't said black hands, went back to his engine palace. He played the train game in the tunnels again, and went up staircase number 4 and found a paper bag dropped under a seat. In it was one whole ham sandwich and the edges of 2 others, with fat between them. He ate the sandwich and the edges, leaving the fat, which looked quite black, after he had taken it out. He went back to the calf pavement to give the fat to the calf, but it was no longer there. Then he noticed how much darker it was. The trains running this way and that were more exciting. He went up on a bridge under the roof and looked down on red sparks flying. Far out in the black country, he could see a fiery glow, which meant a train was coming. He could not tear himself from that glorious sight. A hand grasped his collar. He wriggled and turned and looked up into the face of a porter. "Here," said the porter. "I've seen you before. What's your game?" Uncle Tom comin' from Portsmouth, explained Johnny Moon. Portsmouth train's just gone, said the porter. You'd better hop it or somebody'll be in a stew. Off you go. Then Johnny knew his pennyworth was up. In the dim booking hall the lamps were lit. As he came out of it, a man was hurrying and a boy was lingering by the tall machines, posting a penny. Come on, shouted the man. But, Daddy, come on, I tell you. We'll be late. The man grabbed his son by the hand and rushed him away. Johnny went up to the machine where the boy had posted the penny and tugged the handle. It came easily. Inside was a bar of chocolate. Slowly, contentedly, Johnny Moon trudged back home, sucking chocolate and coal dust as he went.